Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. My name is Saroka, and I am a live vlogger. I've been vlogging my life for about 5 years, and there's been so much good involved and so many rough times as well. I've been beaten down. As they say, it's not how many times you get knocked down, but how many times you get back up. And I'm getting back up once again from, well, constant abuse for my entire life that I just never saw. And very impressed with myself, very happy. Sometimes you have to be proud of yourself, because it's going to be, especially when there's more involved. And I'm going to start working out on Wednesday. I believe it's Wednesday, or no, tomorrow. I should be able to start working out tomorrow, and I want to do that on live stream. I could wait until the phone comes in, the other phone comes in. I might wait till Wednesday so that I have like a workout planned out, but I mean, it's not that hard to do, push-ups, sit-ups, stuff like that. I probably, oh my gosh, yes, I can start work. But the reason not right now is because I legitimately don't have food that is healthy for me. Oh my gosh, excuses. There's literally just no excuses. I used to know this, and I'm starting to remember. Hi, everybody, and good morning. There's no excuses. What am I doing? I'm going to be embarrassed to work out in front of you, but I'm going to work out right now. I'm going to work out right now because there's no tomorrow. And this broadcast is a bit of a clickbait because I wanted to say good morning and ask you how your morning is. But you know what? I'm disrespecting my own morning. I have an alarm set that I don't wake up until sunrise. I'm technically that one it's not a big deal. People say, well, you gotta wake up early. Don't have to. 8 hours of sleep is important. Doesn't mean you have to wake up. Just my thoughts. Anyway, we can get technical. The point is, I'm gonna work out because I should be doing that, and I'm gonna stick to it. Good morning, Will Hill. How are you? I should already be doing it. There's absolutely no reason for me not to be working out right now. It's gonna be a short workout. You okay? Do you want me to wait? Do you want to go ahead and move quick? Because I don't want to expose you, for lack of a better term. Love you. Alright. Let's start working out. Because this is how it has to go. I don't have caffeine in me. I do not have caffeine in me. I'm not on a sugar rush. I'm not bipolar. I'm not having one more thing that I'm going to be semi-committed to. It is, I finally see that I have to make changes in my own life. I got to make choices. And I could sit here and I could say, well, I'll do it when I have good food at the end of today. I'll do it on Wednesday when the other phone comes in. But you know what? When the other phone comes in, you know what I'm going to say? Well, I'll wait till Katie's first paycheck so we have enough food that I can sustain myself. And then when that happens, I'll find another excuse. Because that's what I've learned to do from my haters. That's what I have learned to do from my haters, is complain and create excuses and be constantly hypercritical of other people and then just sit back and make excuses for myself. It's not who I am. It was never who I was. I surrounded myself with unhealthy people. I let them go back past the screen into my phone inbox, and I let them befriend me because I was lonely. Well, you know what? Loneliness beats death, so screw off. And for those of you who are here to watch, enjoy the show. I'm going to go ahead and work out, and then maybe we have a conversation when I'm finished, depending on how long it lasts. Just with the way my lungs are right now, I don't know how long it's going to work out. But I'm going to push myself, and we're going to find out. My lungs get rough in the winter. My lungs get really rough in the winter. Or going into spring, I'm sorry. Winter's usually not bad, but going into spring is pretty rough. I'm just gonna do push-ups, sit-ups, push-ups, sit-ups. God, I've gotten so stupid. What else is there? I could do side crunches, push-ups, sit-ups, side crunches. What else? Here. I'm gonna ask them. Thank you. All right, what do we got? Help me build a workout. Let's go. Plank. I could do a plank. Okay. Hey, where's a paper and pen? Gonna help me out. Thank you. I know you like to doodle. Thank you. Okay. Going old-fashioned here. All right. Don't mind the man boobs. Okay. Do push-ups. I'll do planks last because planks are the easiest. Push-ups. My lactic acid tolerate. I'm gonna shut up and just do it. Push-ups, sit-ups. Quit being impressed with myself like all the haters. It's just ego. Guys, it's not who I am. All this you're seeing out of me is just, it's built behavior based on the people I've spent my time around. And I've been spending my time around complete losers. I just thought because they had money or because they were clever that they weren't losers. Here's the thing. They're decent people. They're good people. But, like, I'm not made to live like, oh, poor me. I'm just not made that way. I'm not built that way. And I'm scared to go out. I've been scared to go out and live my life because I know for a fact that once I pass them all up, the people on both sides are going to turn around and give me crap and come after me. I know it. You mark my words. The people who call themselves good are going to find an excuse to come after me and give me problems. And the people who call themselves bad are going to find an excuse to say that they're right, and everyone's going to all wrap up in a bow and run in my direction. I know it. So that's just how it's going to be, and I just have to let it be how it is. Star jumps is a good one. That's going to be embarrassing, but watch my fat jiggle. All right, star jumps, step ups. Chris, I absolutely love step ups. I like box jumps, freaking box jumps. Let me tell you something. I used to hate when I first started doing box jumps. Hated box jumps. I thought they were called box jumps. I used to do box jumps on the bench on in the park with boots on. I used to do all my workouts with military boots on or barefoot, one or the other. Our star jumps like jumping jacks. They're like jumping jacks, but I'll show you. You're gonna be seeing it. You'll see. Star jumps, box jumps, step ups. And I can't go too hardcore. I'm going to push myself too hard. I know my adrenaline's going to get pumping. I'm just going to go at it. It's not going to end well. It's going to start well. It's not going to end well. And we'll do it again tomorrow. I'll do it again tomorrow. Squats is another good one. Thank you. Squats is something I'm going to have to do a lot of. My lower back, I'm really going to have to start stretching again, which is why I think doing yoga with Kate is going to be real good. I'm not going to do yoga on screen because I do still have a bit of, like, angst. Like, I'm just pent up emotionally. And so, like, I'll probably be getting frustrated and angry. I won't take it out on Kate, but you'll hear me, you would hear me being like, rah! And I don't want anybody getting the wrong idea, thinking that, off screen I'm taking it out on Kate, because I'm not. I promise I'm not. But trying to do yoga, I'll be really frustrated, because I've grown discipline in a lot of other areas, but my discipline is waning in this area. And this one goes, I offered the appropriate time for an answer. Well, that's fantastic. Stroke your ego. Do what you got to do. I'm busy getting down. All right. Push-ups, sit-ups, star jumps, box jumps, step-ups, squats. I'm not interested in your money especially. What else? I'm making my own money. What else do you think? I feel like there's stuff missing. Like I used to know how to... I know burpees. I have to do burpees. I don't want to do burpees. I've been trying to avoid burpees. It's the first thing that came to mind. I gotta do freaking burpees. I have to do burpees. It's just part of the regimen. It's how it works. Okay, I used to have like 15 or 16 put on this list. And I knew them on the top of my head. I knew what order to do them in. I knew my reps. I knew all of it. Time to get started again. I was afraid to get fit again, guys, because I had been emotionally abusive to my foster mom, because she had been so destructive towards me after my pop died. And so, like, I was afraid of getting fit because I was finding any excuse as to why it wasn't her, that she had no blame. Oh, I knew I had blame. Don't worry. I wasn't running away from my blame. But I was taking on all of it. And it was sick. It was not all on me. And I'm finally starting to see the worst mistake I made was just not keeping it up. Like, I know me. And I was doing the right thing by me. I should have just kept up with the regiment and stepped out of the house and just, like, moved on with my life. But I didn't want to lose my mom. I also wanted justice. Like, I didn't want to be where I'm at right now. But you know what? I'm making the better choice now, and I'm going to move on with my life. So, step up squats, burpees. That's no fun. Burpees. Come on, Jimbo. You're a smart guy. What are they called? Side sit-ups? I don't know how you'd say it. Side sit-ups. Yeah, they're my favorite. They're my favorite. I love doing that. Stretches out my back. That's not even like a workout move for me. It's like fun. Or a lot of these things used to be fun. When you see me try them now, guys, you're not going to even see me get through the whole workout more than likely. You hear me talking from an older time. I'll get back to that. But it's going to start out looking pretty pathetic. Side sit-ups, you might call them. Alright, let me get started. It's good enough. Push-ups. Now here's something I will say, guys, especially if you're first starting out. I'm gonna be practice handstands against the wall for balance and strength. I'm not there yet. I have never been able to do that. That's a good goal. That's a great goal. Be able to do handstands on the wall. Push-ups, I'm gonna do 10. I'm gonna start out small. It's important, guys, that especially if because I've been ill-equipped for so long. And what I would do is every now and again over a couple of months, I would try and push myself so hard. And then I would fail because I knew I was pushing myself too hard. And I set myself up for failure. That was a cool role. Thank you. I learned it in martial arts. Sit-ups, 10. This is going to be a weak workout, but it's a start. Star jumps, 10. Box jumps, 10. Let's do 10 all around. Step-ups, 10. Squats, 10. You know what? I think step-ups, I think I should do 20 step-ups just to, because that'll be kind of like my cool down between those first 4 and the last 3. Because squats, burpees, and side sit-ups are going to be rough. So having a little interval with the step-ups will be good. We go hard or do nothing. It has to be balanced and manageable with slow growth. You're an a-hole. Like, I'm well aware that you are trolling the F out of me. I'm well aware of it. I'm going to say this to all the clever people out there. You are not nearly as clever as you think you are. And it's like so sad that you actually think you're that smart. I'm just telling you. And the only reason I call your bluff is because I hate fake people. It's so annoying. And like, I've been playing nice with them for so long. And now I'm just going to tell you, suck it and get out of my life. And I don't care anymore if people think that I'm just paranoid. You play victim. You do whatever you need. You break your own wing and then say I did it. That's okay. All right, somebody else broke your wing, and you're trying to break my wing to satisfy your own ego. And I'm not interested anymore. I'm moving on with my life. I'm a lot smarter than you think I am. I may not be as smart as you in some ways. You might be more clever. But at the end of the day, I work a lot harder, I run a lot faster, and I will always catch up to your BS and move on with my life and make it out through the skin of my teeth. Because that's who I've always been. It's who I always will be. So keep trying your crap and watch how I slip through your fingers. Because you're the snake. You ain't got no hands. I know that just sounded weird and crazy, but I've got nothing, all right? I'm not at a point where I can make up things that quick right now. All I'm saying is, screw off. I'm so sick of it. It's so freaking annoying, all these fake ass people. Alright, burpees 10. Everybody wants to play politics and religion with me. I've been on that train for way too long. Okay. Push-ups, sit-ups, star jumps, box jumps, step-ups, squats, burpees, side sit-ups. Alright. I've never really stretched. I should probably learn how to stretch. I've never really done it. Alright. Chris, seriously, just like shut up. I'm a smart guy. I'm not playing this game with you. Alright. Because like I get that you say you don't want to be involved in the drama, but dude, you won't give up on it. I'm moving on from the drama. If you want to move on from the drama, you want to be my friend, well then you move on from the drama. I'm not friends with dramatic people. Not anymore, and I'm done pretending like I'm the dramatic one. I've just been crying for help. And I'm starting to get addicted to it like everybody else. That just becomes gossip and drama. And then it builds into the personality. That's not building into my personality. I'm getting it out before it gets too far in there. Alright, and judge me for my knee push-ups. Because I can't do regular ones yet. Alright. Man, these people ever shut up? You're as bad as me. Just cut it, man. Just cut the crap, move on. You're not convincing me, you convince everybody else, but I'm done. Finished. Kate, would you do me a favor?
Sure. Yep.
I'm going to move down a little bit. Can you sit on my feet?
Yep.
Thanks. Just bring your legs this way. Yeah, there you go. Now let's sit right on my feet. All the way up. All the way up. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Alright. Now I'm going to scoot up. Feet back. Regular. You okay? Oh my gosh, you are so light. Alright. Now grab my legs. And hold tight. Interlock your fingers. And hold real tight. You got it? Thank you. I think that was 10, I don't remember. Wasn't paying attention. I was distracted by your beauty. Alright, star jumps. What's up next? That can't happen in here. I can try without throwing my arms out. Let me see. Oh, good. Can't do start. No, I know how to land soft. Thank you. Look at me willing to entertain that, though. No, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm glad you told me. Because otherwise, I would have simply done it. Without regard to the neighbors. I know how to land soft. I just have to stretch out a little bit for that. That's still too loud. Alright, star jumps is off the list. Crossing that off the list. Alright, box jumps. Also can't do that right now. Alright, next workout we go outside. And I shouldn't be crossing these off the list, I just can't do them right now. But next workout we go outside. Maybe just rewrite that. Paper's not hard to come by nowadays. Alright, squats. Burpees are also conveniently off the list. So squats and side sit-ups. Yeah, we're gonna leave this door closed because our best friend is outside. Yeah. All right, squats. And what's awesome is I can do separate videos for my workouts because you know how I said about form? My form is probably crap. I can look back on the videos, correct my own form. See, when I used to squat, I would bring it all the way down. I would come all the way down here when I squat. Even when I was using weights, I would have 80 pounds to 100 pounds, which isn't a whole lot, but I'd be able to bring that 80 pounds to 100 pounds all the way down here, and I'd be able to bring it all the way back up. Wasn't bad. 4. All right. And then side sit-ups. I don't even remember how to do these. I just lift. I didn't put plank on the legs. That's right, plank is last. Okay, when you see me doing push-ups or anything with my knuckles, call me on my crap and my ego and tell me to use my hands. I use my knuckles because I think I'm tough. Doing damage to my hands and I know it. I just want to look tough. Okay. Just don't let me do that. Okay. And I will try to fight to do that because I think I'm so I can't. I'm doing damage to my body. Okay. Hey Carrie, the reason I know you're wrong is because you're talking about tomorrow. Is he living today? You have no idea the level of discipline I have. Not a clue. I've been focusing all my energy and all my discipline on you guys because I was afraid of focusing it on myself because I was gaslit for almost a decade of my life into believing that focusing on myself was overly selfish and wrong. And so I stopped doing it. I used to work out 4 hours a day. I used to be able to do circuits that were almost 2.5 hours long. I was a freaking beast. I was trained by Special Operations Marine. And I'm going to get myself back in shape. You could judge, you could hate me. You could sit there and say you don't care. But you're watching me, I'm not watching you. So enjoy the show. And welcome to my life. It's my turn to live it. You guys are done living it for me. And I'm done living it the way you think I should. Crazy screw boss. How did I ever listen to anyone? About me. About me. I'll listen to you if you want to talk about you, but I'm done listening to you if you want to talk about me. Just makes you a gossip and a controlling person. All right. How much weight do I want to lose? I don't want to lose any weight. I would just like to convert it to muscle. I'd like to get to in a position where I'm the weight that I am right now, and I have muscle. Okay, count to a minute for me so I can focus on comments. That's hilarious. No, Kate does not comb my hair and cut my hair and wax my chest. No. Man, do I have moves right now. Hey, Kate. You're visible in the TV reflection. Just wax my butt. Kate, I do love you, but I'm going to tell you, if you want to protect yourself, especially if you're living with me, you're going to have to be much more attentive. We're good? Yeah. All right. You'll have to be much more attentive. This lack of self-awareness that you have is you're going to be hurting yourself with it, and you're going to hurt me with it too. It's dangerous, you know? Yeah. It's just sloppy. Just keep your eyes open. It's little stuff. It's stupid little stuff. Yes, you do, mind. Katie, I love you and I know you and you're, okay, so you've changed. I'm only going based off of what you've told me until now. Okay, whatever. I don't believe you at all. I think you're embarrassed. So you lie about it to try and make it okay. I care about your privacy. I do. I think it's better if you do you, but I think what you're trying to do is make you fit with me. You do you. Just know that you're the one that asked for privacy. I'm trying to help make sure you have it. Even if I come off a little rough. I love it. I'm just trying to remind you. Here's the thing. And this is going to be a lesson for you guys as well. The reason I press it in, and I don't just leave it go, is because you asked to be reproofed and reminded so that you can continue to grow and get to a point where living this life with me could work without me having to be watching your butt at every turn. You can cover your own. You know, you got to cover your own skin. I have your back, but ironically, you got to cover your own skin. Especially if you don't want stalkers. Because that is my main concern, and now I've gotten triggered. So I apologize if I've hurt your feelings. I apologize for doing it live. I get into a place of fear because of being stalked in California, and then just the same thing with the reflection. I don't need that happening again. You don't want that happening again. You don't know how to defend yourself yet. I will teach you. We'll get there. I don't have time to teach you until I get myself back into a place of health. Because we don't even know if we're ending up together, and I need to finally spend some time on me. Because when you're people like us and you can't afford a bodyguard, you know, we're going to have to learn to defend ourselves. Let me wash up for a minute, and I will be right back. Thanks for being here. Yeah, definitely. You can mix it in right with the cereal that I have over there. Thank you. Don't you have any towels at all?
No.
Huh? Alright. Do a bit better, say on top of that. Please?
Yeah.
Thank you. Let me just check it real quick. Yeah, nothing. Okay. Thankfully I'm not smelly. I just wanted to wipe the sweat. Hi everybody. Shirt's staying off for a little bit. Just finished a workout, tiny little one, nothing impressive, pretty stupid. Get better day by day, but I think I bet you at this point there's a whole lot of people hyper confused about who I am, and probably trying to fit me in a box somewhere as they usually do. People have been trying to fit me in a box since day one. Good luck. You don't know me. Absolutely don't know me. All right, so everybody feel free to say hello wherever you're from. Let me know where you're from. I'm from Pennsylvania in the United States. I've been live streaming for I think a little over 3 years. I've been a YouTuber for about 5 years, and it's been a rough run. I spread my focus out over different platforms for a long time, and it actually ended up detrimenting me in a way. It served me in the long run because it got a whole lot of traffic, and now there is a whole lot of traffic to my platform. Very grateful for that. We have about 100% retention rate on my channel, which is like practically, insane. And most of it is not even subscribed traffic, which is super cool. And we're going up a couple subscribers a day. That ad revenue is going up a couple dollars a day. And I really didn't think it would go this well, but as long as I stay focused and, continue to do right by myself, do right by Kate, and do right by you guys, it'll continue to get better. For me, doing right by you guys is the hardest part because I just have a lot of aggressors that have come from the internet. And so I apologize to those of you who I have singled out or hurt feelings of that are not like that. But I am smart enough to tell when someone is just playing politics
and I'm really not interested. And so I will blast it right back in your face if you're that person. And guys, if you see me blast somebody, like, I know who they are. I know what their deal is. I don't. I might not know what their actual deal is. I might not know who they really are. But like, you know, when you know a fake person, you just know they're fake. And if I just entertain that, I'm gonna end up there, and I'm gonna end up a loser just like them. And I'm not gonna let that happen. You know, fake people are losers. Real people are not losers. Like, you got your feelings hurt or whatever you have going on. I've got a lot of hurt feelings myself. Still working through a lot. But like, if you know somebody that's fake, I mean, that person to me is a loser. Not as a human being, just like in life, they are choosing to lose by using other people. That is not who I am. Never been. Never will be. And so it'd be cool to get to know some new people. Thank you very much for this, Kate. You've not been here a few days. Just trying to get me triggered. You've been around for years. All you do is troll me. All you've been doing is troll me since day one. I'm brand new. Hey guys, I'm new. Be my friend. What's wrong with this guy? I'm so confused. Ugh. Sick of it. Oh my god. Complainers. Complainers. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to put you on a timeout. I'm going to spank you. You need to be spanked. That's what you need. A little punishment. Mommy and daddy were too good to you. Never put you in a timeout chair. Alyssa says Alaska. I don't get it. Oh, are you really from Alaska? Or are you messing with me? That's really cool. What part of Alaska are you from? I don't know anything about Alaska. I've heard of Sitka, Alaska. Juneau. Is Juneau the capital of Alaska? No, where's Juneau? Juneau is the capital of something. Elementary school. I don't know all that much about Alaska. I always was wondering if we could buy property, if I could buy property out there, get paid to have it. That sounds cool. I heard that was, yes, it's a thing. It's a capital. Cool. Oh, crap. What time is it? Oh, only 7:30. Sweet. Oh, by the way, your return is on its way. I just got a text. Okay. Okay, can you give me those questions? Thank you. I think only indigenous people get paid. I did not know that. Since I was young, I always heard about that. About, buying property and owning in Alaska, maybe? Yeah, I always heard that you can get property for free or something. And for those of you out there, especially people from my past, if you're having trouble believing the idea that I really have flipped the coin here and changed, and it's not another bipolar episode or blah, 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 or it says he's going to quit again. No, I'm not. No, not this time around, all right? I find out I have a biologically like my mom was neglectful. Like, I could go into the past, it's not worth it. Just the point is, I have seen the beginning, and so now I may not know the end, but at least I am coming to clarity about everything until now. Excuse me. And a lack of clarity on your past can be enough to cause a mental illness that lasts the rest of one's life. I'm working through it intellectually. I have experienced, and let me tell you, I have a feeling that God has put me through certain experiences intentionally to make sure that I was more sensitive towards people who have been through these things. I've experienced psychosis in my past. I have experienced delusion. I have experienced manic episodes. I have experienced bipolar disorder type 1 and diagnosed. And as it stands, as I sit here, I don't have any of those illnesses. It is, guys, when your mind is under extreme duress and you are experiencing trauma, you have experienced trauma and you're experiencing stress on a level that is not, that you've never been taught how to cope with, it can create stress-induced anxiety, stress-induced mental illness. And I really was under that much stress. And so those illnesses came about. And I'm finally working through that, and it's not a miracle, right? Because that's the next thing. People, well, our prayers worked. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say to me that their prayers worked. And I'm just sitting back thinking, you arrogant piece of crap. You have no idea how hard I worked to get here. Your prayers worked? Well, I bet they did. I believe they did. But I sure as hell put the effort in. But everybody is so ready to take credit for themselves and their God. I worked my butt off to get here with God's support, with the support of the prayers of those people, but totally disacknowledging the work that I put in to get where I'm at. Because they didn't even see where I'm at. They saw it as, well, I was delivered from evil. Like, now Jimmy's coming back to normal. He's going to take his pills. And like, guys, you have no idea who I am. You're not going to peg me. And what's even better is I think there's a lot of people who thought once I made it to this point that I'd be jumping on the train for their cause, right? Because right now I could be on the cause of feminism. Like, I could help out with feminist movements. I could help out with the homosexual agenda. I could go back to church. I could, be in support of mental illness awareness and things like that. And the reason I'm not, guys, is because I'm not a professional in any of them. And witnessing my life alone is plenty enough to advocate for those causes. I don't have to go to a rally. Everyone has their thing. Let me say that. Don't take insult. Everyone has their thing. They do. I haven't found mine yet. Or maybe this is it. Maybe me just living my life and letting people see that you can be your own cure to some degree is, maybe witness enough. But not everybody can do it. Almost nobody can do it. I would not recommend making it your first option. Medication, therapy, all these regular life things are absolutely necessary, and I would definitely recommend them to 99% of the public. If you are among that 1% that genuinely believes that you can power through, make sure that you have, if you have a mental illness and you want to power through it without medication, you better make sure that you have one hell of a support system, because it's worth finding out the hard way that you couldn't do it. My thoughts on the subject. I'm not a professional, but I have had one hell of an experience when it comes to mental illness. It's my thoughts on it. Make sure you have and this goes for anybody, even healthy people. Get yourself a very healthy support system. If you don't have healthy people around you, find yourself a therapist, make a friend, go to church. Find somebody in church who's not going to preach at you about God, who's just going to sit and listen. Talk to a priest. This is going to sound ironic, right? Even if you're not religious. I have the most unbiased experiences I've had have been with priests. I'm not religious. This is from a biased standpoint. The bias is of my life. The bias is not of the church or brainwash that I've had from the church. It is, I'm telling you, as a human experience, I have had less biased experiences from Catholic priests than I have had from actual therapists, and they're free. All you gotta do is walk up to a church and ask for help. Say, hey, will you sit and listen to me? You make it very clear, say, I don't want you to say anything in return, will you just listen? And then if you're gonna offer me advice, can you please leave God out of it? I bet you they'll do it. Because here's the thing, there are people that will fight for their causes. And, priests are made to fight for their causes. You gotta realize a therapist, I do support therapy, absolutely, but they are being paid to do what they do. And that money involvement can really affect the way that they do it. Now, yes, money is involved with when a priest does their job, but because of the religious implications and, the social engineering that they experience, they're much less interested in the money and much more interested in converting your soul. And if that means they cannot mention their God, you may be able to, utilize a greater experience of therapy than you would with a paid therapist, plus it's free, and don't lie to them. I'm not saying lie to anybody. I don't think that's a healthy decision. I'm just saying that you never know where you can find help. But what if you don't believe in Catholicism? What then? That's my whole point. It's about reaching out for help from a person and see if that singular human being is someone who is going to listen to you. Do not judge them on their background. Take whatever they say in return with a grain of salt. Just realize, from my life experience, if money is involved in the exchange, especially when it comes to my mental health, there is usually an agenda. And when I put my vulnerability on the table, it is always, every time, unless it's been with someone without a financial agenda, it has been warped in an unfortunate fashion. And even then, sometimes someone without a financial agenda, just be careful. But definitely find a support system. Find people you can rely on, even if it's perfect strangers. Even if you find one person over here, and they're people that would never talk, ever talk. Let me tell you, I was definitely consorting with not the greatest people, but I was definitely consorting with good men. Now, like I said, my fan base and whatnot, I was spending my time a lot around people that were unhealthy for my mindset because I let them in. I really let them in. Now, the people that I actually talked with in real life, they were really good people. They had made a lot of mistakes in their past, but they were really good people. They may not have been doing the best things in the present, but they're really good people. And what you do is, like I said, is when someone's willing to offer their help, their time, their energy, and they care about you, let them be there. Because I can tell you that I had a man who made a crap ton of money, another guy who is an internet criminal, another dude who was a pedophile. He fixed his ways. Now, now I know that piece of it's twisted. Like, how the heck were you friends with that guy? I literally had nobody willing to listen to me. Nobody. And they were like the most unlikely people that you would ever befriend or talk to, and to this day they were better to me than anybody else had been in my past. Now I'm going to learn my lesson and not consort with those portions of what they do. Of course, I kept my hands clean of it, and I'm not going to, I won't get re-involved with them in my life for the most part. But to some degree, you got to realize there are going to be people. Now, do you notice how I'm not mentioning them, right? Not saying their name, not da-da-da. Why? Out of respect. They were there for me way more than anyone else was ever, and in ways that no one ever was. They simply listened, and then made an effort to offer sound advice. Now, yeah, their advice, a little rough around the edges. Better than most of the advice I'd ever gotten. I made sure to tailor it in a legal fashion, and I made do with whatever I could. And I was very grateful for the mentorships that I received. Because, guys, one of the hardest things to learn in life is that you can learn anything from anybody. And most people want to say, well, this person's bad, I can't learn something from them. This person's bad, I can't learn from them. This person's different than me, I can't learn something from them. You can learn something from everybody. Just make sure to keep your own nose clean, keep it straight, don't ask questions you shouldn't ask, and claim nolo contendere. All right? Because that's one of the biggest mistakes I made. I don't know anything about what people did, but because thank God they were protecting me and protecting themselves because they knew I was a big mouth. They didn't tell me those things. And thank God they didn't, because who knows, right? Who knows? And so they taught me something valuable and important is keep my nose clean, keep my mouth shut, and stay on the up and up. Don't get involved in, nefarious behavior, but always make sure to be willing to learn anything from anywhere. So a lot of people talk about books and reading books, but for me personally, I much prefer learning from people. So I really don't pick up a lot of books. You might catch me reading a couple of articles at like 6 times the speed while it's, speed reading it. But realistically, I really like interacting one-on-one with people. I learn so much more than I've ever learned from a book. That's just me personally. But I definitely value written media. It's just also remembering that reading written media, it puts us in a position where we believe that we're facing ourselves individualistically, that no one else is involved in the conversation between myself and that book. And you might say, well, conversation. Yeah, because your mind is having a conversation with the words on the page. You're absorbing those words on the page. And you got to realize that somebody wrote those words on that page. Somebody wrote those words. Make sure that whoever you're reading is someone that you would look up to. Even, well, it's an interesting read. Well, what do you know about that person? Well, it's a fantasy novel. Is that person emotionally stable? What? Because their fantasy, the way that they think, is going to find their way into your head. Because the way that they thought when they put that word on the paper is going to translate the way that you think when you pick it off that paper, put it in your mind. And I know a lot of people might call that pseudoscience. It's really not pseudoscience. It's just, the pattern of your brain. And I'm not talking brain waves and frequency. Just talking about the way that you think, like the pattern of your thought can be affected by what you read. And, mine as well. And so I'm very careful with who I listen to and what I read. Nobody asked me for my opinion. There it is for free. I value human life. I care about you guys. And, I have my direction. My direction is just so large I can't see it. And I think it's better that way. My life unfolds as it goes forward. And, everyone says, find direction. I don't need to. Stumble through life and make sure that I'm prepared for whatever comes my way. Some people need that direction. There's nothing wrong with that. I am going in a particular direction. Can't tell you what it is. I live a life so broad that I keep as many doors open as I can. Before I walk through one, I want to see what's in there. A lot of people live their life with all those doors closed. Or maybe they just have one open. And they say, well, I don't like the rest of them. That one's open. I'm going to go through that one. I make an effort to keep as many doors as I can open. And then it's going to be cold or warm, right? What's on the other side of that door? I don't know. But that temperature might change based on the temperature on the other side of those doors. And, I can analyze. I can say, okay, well, whatever's back there is scary. Is there a reward? Is it something I want? Here's the tough part. And this is the part where other people say, I'm making a metaphor here for you guys. I'm doing my best because there's a lot of people who, as I move forward in my life, they say, well, you're not going anywhere. You're completely mistaken, and you are totally missing the point. You don't get me. You don't see me at all, if you feel that way. Here's what I'll say. It's kind of like when it comes to the point that I see the door I'm supposed to go through, I must be responsible enough to go and close every other door that's open before I go through that door. That takes time, effort, sometimes money, sometimes some pain, and it's not an easy task. And while I'm doing it, I'm saying, I'm going through that door, I'm going through that door. I've been doing this year over year. That's one piece nobody's paying attention to because they don't want to. Year over year, I always find the door to go through. And year over year, people say, well, you're not going to make it this time. You're done. Guys, that's not how life works. All right? I'm going through this door. I'm letting you know again. I've been letting you know for 5 years. This is my next door. I am going through doors. All right? You're being delusional about it. You're in denial that I'm making progress. The next door is on. It's right there. I'm telling you, I'm going through it right now. Going through it. Nobody wants to see it. They're too busy saying, well, no, you're walking around just opening and closing doors. You're not actually doing anything. That's what you think. You don't get me. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And I do not share most of it simply because people can't handle it. And that's okay. But if you want to handle it, you want to move your life forward, I don't have a program to sell you. Just watch my life. And if there's pieces of it that you want to take for yourself, well, good for you. And if you don't, then good for you. I like all of you being here. I don't always appreciate everyone's company because some people can be jerks, but I'm a sensitive guy. I'm also, relearning to have my masculine side, and I'm also learning that my identity as a human being does not have to be based around my masculinity. Taking nuggets from every side of life. That's where I'm at. This felt really good. This is good. This is good for me. I appreciate if you guys were entertained or you enjoyed it or whatever. I'm Jimmy Saroka, And before I ask for the sell, before I ask for that share, that like, or that sub, let me know who you are. If you're up in the comments and you want to have, like, if you want to let me know that you're there, I would appreciate it. If not, totally cool. I do a lot of talking, less and less talking, more doing every day. People are like, what do I do? I live life, and my life is very interesting. It's boring at times. It's a fun run. 55 y'all. No one wants to say hello? Not a lick? That's okay. They're just like, maybe he'll just keep talking. I will. You know, you don't have to talk. It's okay. Don't feel pressure. But if you do, oh my gosh, you're attractive. But if you did say something, it would mean a lot to me because I like getting to know the people in the comments. Because I don't have fans. There's people who are fans of me, and there are people who are haters of me. I don't like to claim them as mine. I used to, because I thought that's just how it was done, and it is how it was done. I'd like to set a new standard. You're fans of me, but I'm a normal person, and so maybe if that precedence is set, or you're a hater of me, and that precedence is set, maybe when we meet in real life, we can have a normal human conversation and leave the crap at the door, because I think even fanship is crap. So if you're going to be my fan online, please treat me like a human being in real life, and I'll treat you, because either way I'm going to treat you like like a human being in real life. But it'll be really cool if whatever happens online can be left online and does not come into real life, because this is a job for me. It's a job. It's a passion and a mission. I care about you guys a lot, and I care about myself. But when this screen shuts off, I do not like being treated like anything except a human being, and I have been for years. And you might say, well, you only have 2,500 subs. What the hell are you talking about? Got a 100% retention rate. There's a lot more people that watch me than you know that I get rebroadcasted, which means people take my show onto other platforms and make shows for themselves based on it, because I used to be out of my mind. But I'd like to get to know you. From Generation X here. One Love, welcome on. How are you? One Love, I have been disastrously defensive against the entire Gen X female population, and I want to apologize for blanketing. I'm not over it yet. I'm still pretty upset. But if the women out there that are watching are good women, they're going to see just a hurt young man that is attacking an entire population in defense out of fear that they're going to come at him, because some of them have in the past. And so there's two demographics in life that I have a real big bias against, like out of fear, not because I actually think they're bad people, but because I'm afraid of them because of past experience. And that is homosexual men and Generation X women are two demographics that scare me a lot because of my experiences with them. I've been heavily abused by them. I've been heavily manipulated by them. I've received sexual harassment from them. And so I have a very difficult time with them. And I just keep remembering that 85% of my audience is Generation X women, and it actually makes it very, very hard for me to operate on the platform because of that. It freaks me out. And it's not your fault. If you haven't done anything to me, it's not your fault. But I am really scared of you. And I know that might sound crazy, like, dude, why are you afraid of women? Well, that's sexist, first off. But the reason I'm scared is because I'm a very strong man, and yet they found their way into my head, and they effed me up so bad. And then when I finally reacted to my girlfriend, they wanted to turn around and call me an abuser. And I'm like, you don't know what happened, like what she did to me too. Like, it goes both ways, you have no idea. But your abuse didn't help, made it a hell of a lot harder and a hell of a lot worse. But if it's not you, then it's not you, right? So hopefully you're willing to help me move on from that. It's not who I am, and I'm doing my best to heal and get better. Alyssa says, well, I don't like things you've done or said, but yeah, we're all human. I don't care enough to make posts about you or anyone else. I appreciate that. You know, I think everyone looks for a community. I will let you know that if you guys build a community here, you can do that. I'm just letting you know that I'm in the community. I'm not leading the community. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in being somebody's leader. I'm just me, and I'm sharing my life. So, whatever. And I know you might be like, oh, wow, that sounds so full of yourself. There was a time where I had a community. And I feel like that was a mistake. Because it was all about me. And I didn't even want it to be. But everybody wanted to talk about me. This is a couple of years ago. Everybody wanted it to be about me. And I'm like, no. Like, I want to know about you. I set a false precedence because I made a community around me, thinking that it wouldn't be about me. Little delusional, but I was uneducated at the time. Nessa says good. Oh, God. I thought the boomers were the generation you had a problem with. Not really. Not really. There's one boomer I got a problem with, or there's two boomers. I say there's two boomers that I don't like. But for the most part, I love boomers. They're adorable, and they usually don't give me problems. They're nice to me. And if they're not nice to me, it's because they're afraid that I'm somebody that I'm not. And the reason I'm able to forgive them much more easily is a lack of understanding. The less someone has the ability to understand what's going on, the more that, in my book, they deserve, like, just to let it go. That I just let it go. And for me, that is, I'm learning just to let it all go, right? Is don't have these scales, just let it go. That's me. So boomers, I like boomers, usually. They're really nice to me. And I try to be really nice to them. I do my best to be respectful. Like, in real life, I think I've probably been disrespectful to boomers, like, online, and not even realizing it. And people are probably like, whoa. But in real life, if I am around someone who is of the baby boomer generation, I am extremely respectful because I was raised by them. And even though the one that raised me had her own, qualms and whatnot, I love her, and my pop was a great person too. I still, I try to be very respectful to them because I enjoy that. Like, I enjoy that because I grew up on a farm and I sold produce on the farm, and I would always meet a lot of boomers. I would meet a lot of older women and men who were very nice, and they were respectful. They came to buy the produce, but they also knew how to have small talk. Not everything was serious. And I know I seem like everything is serious for me. It's really not that way. It is that every time I try to make a joke or calm down, it's just there are so many people on the internet here, at least in the viewer base, who are so wound tight. So wound tight. Look at me slowing down. So wound tight. And so it becomes very hard to have a comical conversation at all. And then they turn around and say it's my fault. It's really, there's only so much my man can handle. I'm not a god. There's only so much I can handle. Do you think your view on those older women stuff? Well, I would not consider Gen X women older. They're middle aged. It's not older. You're at that point, at least from my standpoint, you're only halfway through your life. There's so much left to live. Do they stem from issues with my mom? Yes and no. For the most part, no. Because I don't have how do I say this? They stem from issues from my past, but also certain ones in my present. I'm gonna say this and be a little embarrassing. It's going to sound like I'm trying to win people over. I'm attracted to older women. And so, Kate, I love you. I am. And so, especially being with Kate, I really try to fend that off because, it's just a huge temptation for me towards middle-aged women, Gen X women. And it's like, I don't know what it is. They could be, very good looking by social standards. All women are beautiful. This is my point. By social standards, or they could be of any other particular, that they could look pretty much any way. I have certain people that I'm attracted to, certain people that I'm not, like different demographics. But yeah, and maybe that stems from mommy issues, right? I don't know. That might stem from mommy issues. But what I know is, being with Kate, she's a 20-year-old girl, quote-unquote, woman, and I love her, and she has kept me more grounded and stable than any other, Gen X woman ever has, or whether attractiveness was a thing or not. So Yeah, and oftentimes Gen X women, from my experience of what I've seen, are very attracted to younger men. And they will not admit to themselves. And sometimes they will like fight the idea that their entire relationship with that person could have possibly been based around sexuality uh, that they could never admit to themselves, an attractiveness that they could never admit to themselves because of their religion or because of their upbringing or what have you. I know the truth and I'm not running away from it. I'm just moving on to healthier relationships because it's the right thing to do. Um, Show your hotel room, says Alex. Gave me a loading symbol. No, we're chilling, Alex. Sorry, man. I don't have much content to offer right now. I really don't. Generation X is between years 1965 and 1979. Well, thank you for getting specific. I appreciate you. I am most definitely not attracted to younger men. Okay, good on you. To each their own. You know, I wasn't speaking on you. You asked me where I stand and why I stand there. I don't even remember if you did. Somebody did at some point. Or I just threw my opinion out there because I do that a lot too. Yeah. What? Started with a question about mommy issues. Thank you. Why are you sitting in a closet? Why are you so mean? This person has been mean to me. I don't even know what you like came out. You're like a bat out of hell. I don't even know who you are, but you just came out of nowhere and started attacking me a couple of days ago. Or you've been here longer. I don't know. My crazy cat ladies. Ugh. What am I gonna do with you? Why do you keep crying all the time? I'm not crying nearly as much anymore. I'm getting through it. It's good. I worked out this morning. I'm proud of myself. It was good. Just intrigued. Well, there's a lot to be intrigued about. You are in the right place for that. Good morning, beautiful Arlene Berman. How are you? I haven't been mean, and I'd like to know why you're sitting in a closet. Donna, you're an interesting human being. I think everyone would agree on that. I am sitting in a closet because it maintains the privacy of our home, at least to the best of my ability. I've been disrespectful of my own space. I've been disrespectful of Kate's space. And I have been just offering our lives up for free to others for the sake of content and with the justification that it was okay to do because it was my job. I could sit here and talk with you guys for hours and still find a way to build an income, still have a conversation with you and get to know you. And you don't have to see every nook and cranny of my life. I'm learning boundaries. That's why I'm in a closet, because I'm learning boundaries. And I'd rather sit in the closet than let someone else convince me I need to come out of the closet. I'd rather sit here shirtless than anything else. And let me leave it there. Come on. Bob, are you sitting in a bathroom? I'm sitting in the closet. 1 second. Okay. Hey, Katie. Can you do me a favor and open this window? Thank you. I'm getting sweaty all down there. Down, like, up in here. Yeah, Alyssa, this is like my original spot. I was only over there so I could work out, and then Kate ended up on frame. All right, Marla, you need a timeout too. You're a freaking thing. You're nothing but mean to me. You're just looking to troll me. Timeout for you. Sit in the corner. What is it? I don't even know what that's like. What do they put you in the corner? What happened to you? You get put in the corner?
Yeah, I was getting in the corner.
That is so embarrassing. Like, that is so traumatizing for a child. There has to be a better way. I remember when Nanny 911 was on TV, and that was just, my foster mom used to watch that. Like, Nanny 911 or Super Nanny, right? And there was like this British lady, and everyone, it was like, oh, that's okay to do. And now thinking about it, think about that. Like, hey, you did something poorly, and now I'm going to make you put a wall. There has to be a way to teach the kid. Punishment in 21st century America does not have a place. we have the intelligence to educate our children without the need for punishment. They should understand that there's a result, a punishing result if they don't do well. But even at a younger age, they definitely have the cognition to learn better without having to be punished. I mean, I know I did. That's just me. Closet content, goes Arlene. You're doing great today. Thank you, Terry. Raju goes, are you fake? No, I'm rather real. I'm about as real as it gets on social media. She goes, oh my gosh, put a shirt on, Jim. I'm still sweaty. I was working out, still a little sweaty. Letting it air out a little bit, Arlene. You don't like my breasts? All right, is that sexist? All right, I'm practically an A cup at this point. No one puts baby in the corner. It goes WW. Turn on the AC. Open up a window. I'm not complaining. That's another thing, Raju. If you're watching this and you think I'm complaining, sometimes I'm just responding to other people's complaints. People got a lot. I am like the professional complaint department. I really am. What was I gonna say? And I'm a professional complainer as well. I've always been that. Oh crap! What was I gonna say? We were watching The Outsiders, and I came up on Kate. She was not expecting it, and I go, Kate, I only have one thing to say. She goes, what? And I go, stay golden, pony boy. And she busting out laughing. I'm not that funny, but she enjoyed it. I felt so good about myself. Stream Call of Duty. I will when I can do that. Can't really do that right now. Don't have the ability to do that. So. I have streamed COD Mobile in the past. I'm very, 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 very good at it. I will be building that into my content once I can afford it financially. As of right now, y'all are stuck with me. Just sitting here. I can ask you questions. Do we have the sticks out our butt? Sticks out my butt, or at least partially. I'm trying to sit in a position where it doesn't come all the way out. I don't want to empty myself on the floor. Are you guys ready to have a conversation? Let me know. What job do I have? This is my job. I got 100% retention rate, okay? The average channel is 40 to 50% retention rate. I have 100% retention rate, sometimes more. I got a decent amount of ad rev. I'm not making money yet. Will soon. It's on its way. 2 months away. I've been on social media for a while, but it's just been a rough run. I'm finally just making face, and I'm realizing, ironically, deleting my videos was the worst thing, because now everyone else only sees the fake content other people are putting out there, and they don't even have the ability to see my videos or how stuff actually happened. There's no ability to do a play-by-play. It's my own fault. Yep, let's conversate. Awesome. Alyssa dabs on it. Love it. All right, so just gonna wash my hands. Let's be respectful to the audience. We're not gonna have a conversation about video games because I have a feeling most people don't care about that. Stretchful goes, who are you? You are 9th in mobile live streams is because you're naked. Possibly. I couldn't tell you why it is. I mean, I'm not naked. because I have my shirt off. I'm not naked. How do you earn ad rev on YouTube? Well, you just make videos. You make a video, people watch advertisements, and you get paid. It's very simple. It's not that complex. Have you played Black Ops 4 or Modern Warfare? Are we talking about the original Modern Warfare? Are we talking about Modern Warfare 3? Black Ops 4 I have not played. After Black Ops 1, I was about done with Black Ops. I loved Black Ops 1. Ghosts was my game. I was 4th in the world on domination on Ghosts. This was back in 2013 into 2014. 4th in the world in domination on Call of Duty Ghosts. I had no life. I was pretty much, pleasing myself and playing video games were about the only thing I did with my time at that point in my life. I was also working out and training for some stuff, but those are failures. Call of Duty was not, ironically. So, gotta take the wins where they come. Can you stand up? I am not naked. No, I am not. I have pants on. Pants on this body. There are pants on the body. The body is pantsed. Do you bite your nails? I don't. Arlene, here's the funny thing. I used to bite my nails. I used to. And I don't anymore. But my nails, when they get to a certain length, I will like pick it. This is like a new habit of mine. I don't bite my nails anymore. I mean, I do a little bit, not really all that much. But they'll like, I'll pick it, pick it. They get too long. We have to get another clipper. Guys, if you want to know how paranoid I am, or how paranoid I was, like, when we left my biological mom's house, we left all sharp objects behind. Because, like, my paranoia level for, like, martial law was that they would find any reason to, like, arrest us. Like, I was so delusional. I was terrified. And the reason I was that scared was, like, the experience from being in Wilkes-Barre, all the way down to meeting my mom, all the way to here, was just, like, mind warping. It was just like, what on earth is going on? Just think of it like my entire false reality about life. I'm not saying any of you were right, because you weren't. I was wrong about my past. I was like making so many excuses for people. And that's why I think I was making so many excuses for myself. Because I was surrounding myself with people who make excuses for themselves. And my whole reality collapsed. And I was like, oh crap. But I was losing my mind. And like, we didn't bring any sharp objects with us, like on the trip at all. Not even nail clippers, nothing. I said to Kim, like, we're not taking anything sharp. I was just off my rocker. I was completely off my rocker. Black Ops 2 is the best COD ever. I'll have to play it. Guys, if you're brand new, my name is Jimmy Saroka, and my life gets rather interesting. While I sit here and do nothing, people love it, don't know why. I will be doing some stuff in the future. As of right now, we're on lockdown. I used to travel the country. It was a lot of fun. Obviously can't do that right now, but feel free to subscribe. Sharing would be huge, all right? Forget subscribing, forget liking. If you never see me again, sharing this broadcast, sharing this live stream would mean so much to me, because I'm working real hard on building this up to something that, people respect and admire, and not to respect and admire me, but just that there is a place for people to gather where there's as little bias as possible. Now, the conversation will be slighted in the way of whatever I want to talk about or whatever I'm talking about, but that can shift if you guys let me know what you want to talk about. Because I mean it, that is what's important to me. I get the ad rev either way. I'm making the money either way. But it would be really cool if then, on the other hand, I get provided for in the other way. I like talking about things other people like talking about. So it is a win-win for me, and it's a win-win for you, because you want to be here, and you also want to talk about what you want to talk about. So you let me know what you want to talk about, and we definitely can shift in that direction, as long as it's not something that's like hyper boring for me. But why didn't you take all your stuff or just go get it? It is an unsafe choice, and I will leave it at that. Is that why you left your razor too? No, we got our facial razor. We use a Norelco. I don't know if anybody heard of the Norelco One Blade. Like, Norelco One Blade is like, it's not even sharp, but the thing, it cuts so well. I'm like a commercial over here. I love it. Kate and I both use it. We have separate heads. It's the coolest thing because it's not sharp at all, and at the same time it cuts so well. It's really cool. Because I hate a regular razor. I've never used a regular razor. Always have to have the circular or whatever. The only time I ever used, doesn't matter when I used it because it's going to open a whole can of worms no one wants to open. So, become a moto vlogger. Are you talking about someone who travels? Can you call your... No. Me, myself, this is my point, dude. You have no idea the poison that I just left in the past. If you had any idea, it's not worth it. Well, I asked you a question you never answered. I did not see it. I don't see a question at all. It's not even there. Maybe you tried to comment and it didn't come through. Did you shave your chest? Not at the present. It's pretty fugly right now, honestly. My hair grows in uneven. I'm starting to get like hair above my belly button though. It's the weirdest thing. Never had that before. Smooth chest man, not currently. Views on Donald Trump. Oh boy. as a human being, he is a rather interesting specimen. It's as far as I'm going to take it. As far as I'm going to take it. Yeah, but it can't hurt to get your stuff. I don't want it. I don't want it. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I had a hunch about taking my stuff, and like we didn't. And we got to the hotel, this hotel, and you can ask Kate. We had our shower brushes, and Charlene had used the bathroom one time where we had our stuff. Our shower brushes had marijuana in them, and they reeked of marijuana. And I thought that was creepy and weird. I don't know why that would happen. We threw them out immediately. Or not this hotel, the last hotel, I'm sorry. The last hotel. I don't know why that would be. But, you know, the girls using tarot cards and freaking out. And, you know, it's not just illness. I'm well aware of it. I'm a brother. I can see it better than anybody else, that it's not all totally legitimate. And so for me, myself, I appreciate the conversation. It would really mean a lot to me if you would just shut the F up one last time about it. And I'm going to say that respectfully. Don't take insult. I'm really, really tired of people coaxing me into talking about my past. Because you duped me one more time, and if that wasn't your intention, then you probably shouldn't do it again. Because if you do, you know what? Nothing's going to happen. Because I do not give a crap about you. Done. Easy. Moving on. You're not worth my time. All right. Well, it wasn't a question. I was just, and that me myself has been around for years, guys. Just so we're aware, this person has been harassing me for years. A whole lot of people do. They harass me and try to rip crap up whenever it's convenient. Whenever they can slip it in there, they give it a shot. And then they say, well, hey, oh, you're stuck in the past. Well, there's an example of how people get me there. And trust me, they're trying to do that. Certain people, very, very certain people that have been doing it for years. Not a whole lot of people do that, but very certain ones. Well, it wasn't, and I could block them, but realistically blocking them, I lose money, you know? And then they just try harder, and then they go and it's not worth it. Just trust me, guys, it's not worth it. It's better off just letting them spout their mouth in front of me than doing it behind my back. I was just telling you another broadcast app I used to use to make money on. Maybe that's why. Maybe YouTube blocked that. A bunch of undercover trolls in this chat, says Bill Murray. That's all right. I'm chilling. Don't sweat it. Let me enjoy the fantasy, man. Why you gotta break the fantasy? Let me have fun. You know? I'm enjoying myself. I'm making money. Let them troll me. I'm not the fool here, man. You know, like, this is getting my life forward. It's okay. It's okay. I would rather not know. That's the difference from the past. Like now, I would rather not know. I do not care. I don't need to seek it out. I know where it's at. I'm gonna let it jerk off in the corner and try not to involve myself with it. If you hadn't heard of it. Very manly chest chin. Thank you, Arlene. Much appreciated. See, Bill, like, it's okay. There can be an exchange here. We don't have to break the fantasy. It's fun. And Bill, the other thing is, think about how it looks for the people who are watching who don't know about all the crap happening in the background. You know, think about that. It looks pretty good. It's good conversation, even if it's from fake people. Better than none at all. Better than I'm calm and I'm getting trolled and everyone can enjoy themselves instead of me losing my mind and then the show is over. Nobody actually wants the show to be over. They were only fighting for the show to be over because they saw it legitimately getting unhealthy. And they're like, oh crap, okay, you really can't handle this, let's get them off of here. Because they watch too much Arrow and they think they're superheroes. Okay? So there's a lot of delusion going around. But we're all down and that's a good thing. Why are you living in a hotel? That's what we're able to do right now. It's the best we can do. You must be smooth all over. Calm down. This isn't Periscope. What about your clothes? I'm working on it. You talk good. Thank you. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and grab myself a shirt because I'm officially uncomfortable. This is what I mean by sexual harassment. Like, I receive it, and I know people are maybe just trying to be nice, but it makes me extremely uncomfortable. I've just never said that because I didn't want to hurt people's feelings. But I'm letting you know, in respect, is that kind of stuff makes you very uncomfortable. Like even when I'm looking good, even when I have my, I actually have muscles and whatnot, I'm proud of myself and I like how I look. I just don't like other people talking about it. I don't know why. It's something that makes me so uncomfortable. I just don't know why. Probably because I've been pretty much hit on and harassed my whole life. I may be a guy, but trust me, guys get sexual harassment too. And I've been pretty much sexually harassed my whole life, and it's only starting to sink in. Never realized it. I said, well, I'm a guy, I can't get sexually harassed. Finding out I can. Anyway, all right. This is why the shirt was off. It's an ugly shirt. All right. I might seem boring. How do I prove that I'm not boring, Kate? My girlfriend's on the bed. How do I prove that I'm not boring without having to take things in a direction that I'm not looking to take them? That people are like thinking it goes. It doesn't go that. Cover those areolas, goes Harley. What can we talk about that's interesting? Sorry about that, guys. I should have done that off screen. I swear I didn't mean to do that in front of you. I'm really sorry. I'm not all that sorry because in my mind, I'm like toughen up, but I do care about your feelings, so I apologize if that upset you or it was too gross. What are you saying?
People like talk about TV shows, food.
I'm just insensitive. I'm working on it.
Like TV shows, food.
TV shows, food. Herbs. What's your favorite? What helps you in what? Oh, coffee. Conversation I like to have. Who likes coffee? I like coffee. Who likes coffee? I like organic coffee that I can drink when people aren't pissing me off. Because if I'm in a bad mood and I have coffee, watch out. I'm a loose cannon. How to spit in a bottle correctly. Is there a correct way to do it? Go, Kate, coffee time. I'm starting to realize, I think she's just having fun. I genuinely think this person is just having fun. Arlene, I'm trying to understand you guys. You genuinely make no sense to me. I mean, I don't think you must not be all messed up, right? Like, you're at least being half decent to me at the moment. Okay, you're capable of that. I'm confused. Is it really just, I really haven't made all that many mistakes in my life compared to most people. Genuinely, I have not. And so it baffles me when I'm being blasted for it by people who have the ability to be nice. Is it just because I've been unnice to you? Coffee is life. Coffee is life when you got an 18-hour workday. I'll agree with that. I used to have so much Mountain Dew. Oh, caffeine. I was a fiend. Today Sunday or Monday? Sunday. Today's Sunday. We got groceries coming today. So exciting. It's because you weren't nice. More than likely. And because I couldn't handle the crap when it was thrown at me. I didn't know what to do. Guys, can we please track this back? We're going to try this. We're going to make an effort to have one conversation about the past. Healthily. Monday, says Bill Murray. Is it really? No, it's not. It's Sunday. It is Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Why did I want it to be Monday? I wanted it to be Monday for good reason. I remember why now. Okay. And what time is it? 8:30. Okay. Because you weren't nice. Just think of it this way. I had no social culturing. I hopped on the internet, and when a middle-aged dude with a southern accent, no hair, and like a social media rap sheet as long as my arm having to do with pedophilia and stalking ends up in my broadcast. It's a little off-put. And people started just making crap up about me at random in the beginning. Oh, that's what they did. And they still do that. They'll still be like, hey, here's a story. Let's run with it. You know, when that happened, I was like, what on earth? People do this crap? I was so naive. I had no idea there were people out there that were that mentally sick. And, like, I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I still can't. I still, like, to this day, I still can't. I think I know what it is. Like, you know, maybe that they're homosexual and, like, they feel very insecure with themselves, or they've committed a lot of crimes, and, like, now they're just trying to cover up themselves and trying to figure out how they can just keep getting forward. I've met people like that at this point. But all I have is guesses. I don't really know. Most people like that just end up covering up their crimes and finding a way to do it more covertly so they don't get caught. That's not me. You better believe I got like 500 girls on Snapchat and Kate's cool with it. But I'm not doing anything that, doing the same thing as before, talking to girls. I don't do photos. I'm going to say that one more time. You're going to see me, you're going to see me in the flesh. You're not going to catch me on Snapchat sending something out. You can send me your ID and I'll still say, well, you could show me your ID at the door. If that. That's another big thing. I always thought I wanted to be this big pimpin' player. Like I wanted to get with all these girls and blah, blah, blah. Being with Kate is just like I don't know. Being in the game, it's just so much work and so much drama. You know? People are drama. It's not just girls. Like, guys are dramatic, too. I've been coming to see that. It's like men are more dramatic than women. At least, that's been my experience. So, I like being with Kate, and it's so simple. I don't know if we're together, but I don't want to be this big pimpin' dude like I thought I wanted to be before. I know you guys are probably like, you'll never be that. You have no idea how smooth I am. I don't care what you had to say about me. You hear me complain on the internet. You don't see me in real life. What I will say is that I love being with Kate, and it's very nice. I was never really interested in the hookup culture. When I left my religion, I thought, oh, well, now that's what I should do. I'm realizing that either way, I am like the family man. That's just who I am. Whether or not there's more women involved in that, I'm not going to have sister wives, but I don't know. It's just being with Kate makes everything so simple, and I don't need to overcomplicate it. I think that's one of our biggest problems in life, us as human beings, is we overcomplicate everything. I don't know. I don't have the answers. It's just my standpoint. Nandin Сайжан. Здравствуйте, приятно познакомиться. It's been a while. You guys miss the Russian? Probably not. I don't speak Russian, by the way. I just know a little bit. But I'm gonna get back on that Rosetta Stone. Fat man in a little coat. I'm gonna learn Russian again. Alright. Make sure you subscribe. If you like this video, I appreciate it because people blast it with fake dislikes sometimes. I never know when they're real and when they're not anymore. Never even know when my views are real or not. I have no idea. But I would appreciate if you decided to share the broadcast and subscribe. Spit number 2. Thank you, Arlene Berman. Now he goes muscles and a thumbs down. I don't get you, bro. What's the deal here? Goes ee. I'm confused. Amerikanski. I'm not. I don't know what's going. Okay, we're showing muscles. We're showing muscles. I'm being told to show. I don't have muscles right now. I got old man muscles right now. They're like falling apart. I used to have muscles. Oh, Nightbot says no. Don't worry, Nightbot is not prejudiced against the Russians. He just doesn't like when you spam. This is enjoyable just sitting here right now. I miss being down south. I want to go back there. I miss being single. I do. It's like I want to go there and I want to be there. I don't want you there with me, but I want to be there by myself. We just have separate rooms. But I always feel pressured to. Kate missed it too. Dude's gonna drink the spit bottle by accident. No, I'm not. It's on my left. I'm right-handed with my bottle. I make sure to put the bottles in my face. I'm telling you, like, it would be nice for you and I to be separate. Because I'm so sick of feeling like I have to do everything. And think about you too. And I bet you're sick of having to think about me for everything too. Welcome from Morocco, Ishmael. How are you? I bet you're pretty sick of having to think about me as well. For us to just do our own thing. And we'll get there. We'll get there. But crap, I wish it was there now. We spent so long trying to prove everybody else wrong. All we did was prove ourselves wrong. Now we want space, and the only way we get it is if we end up living with psychos. That's not going to happen. So, moving on. We'll get our space soon. We'll get our space soon. Talking about girls and being single in front of Kate is awkward. It's not awkward for her. It's not awkward for me. Alyssa, that's our relationship. We're very loosey-goosey about things, the both of us. Caitlin has loosened up a lot over the past year and a half, and so have I. We don't know what we want to do yet. Think of us like a middle-aged couple. We've been through a lot in a very, very, very short amount of time. We were joking about that while we were taking a walk, and we were passing a camper sales place, and laughing because her and I are looking at campers and talking about where we want to travel and what kind of do I want to buy a Corvette, just dreaming about stuff. And I'm laughing, thinking we're like a typical middle-aged couple, and we're talking about other single women, talking about taking our space. We're barely even into our relationship, and we're talking about those kind of things as if we're like a middle-aged couple who's thinking about retirement. It's hilarious. But anyway, I just thought that was funny. Well, what about the single life do you miss? Is this your first serious long-term relationship? Yeah, it is. It is my first serious long-term relationship. It's not. I've made an effort in the past, but I wasn't in a healthy place, and neither were the people that I was involved with. I bet there's one of them who still thinks she is. The rest of them, they all probably think they are in a healthier place than I am, but to each his own, I guess. Her own. First long-term relationship, yes. What I miss most about being single is just being able to make my own decisions my way and not having to, being able to blow with the wind if I want to. That's what I miss. And as much as I'd like to say that I need Caitlin for that, now that I'm finally growing up and making better decisions, I'm waking up to the fact that if I want to be single, I can be single and responsible, because I don't see life as pointless anymore. I see my own abilities, and I know that I don't need someone else as a crutch to accomplish them. So now that Caitlin knows she's not secure to control me, she's like, oh crap, now I need to double down and actually do something with myself, because I can't trick him into this anymore. And honestly, that's really how it is. Kate will nod. She's nodding. That's how it is. She can't trick me into this anymore. And, she thought she was just going to get this nice, cushy life, and I never promised her that. So we worked together and figured things out, and she wasn't interested. And so she's going to be involved in a piece of it, and then she's going to have her own thing. And, we'll take our space. But, more than likely, we're going to end up living together on some level. It's not going to be some community, sex thing. Like, that's not going to happen. That's gross and weird for us. It's not how we want to live. It's not gross or weird for other people who like it, but it's just something we're uninterested in us. It's not, I mean, the temptations are there, obviously. It's just we really would like to live in a way where is rather traditional, because for the most part it's because it's what we're used to, and so a lot of the way that we think is based around what we're used to, and jumping into like a whole new mindset and a different way of life that is rather taboo to us. We look at how people live and why they do what they do, but at the same time, where we stand right now is just we have we have like a traditional American relationship, and I know that the tradition is shifting, and you know, androgyny. Like, there's a lot of different people that are identifying different ways and doing different things. I personally don't want that. Kate might. I don't know. Think of it this way. We've considered, like, oh, well, maybe we can be involved with her and I both together could be involved with another girl. But then entertaining the idea of both of us being involved with another guy, I say, oh, absolutely not. You know, that's just controlling on my part. So it's not fair. And she's willing to be like, oh yeah, we could do that, but I could tell she doesn't want that. Is this too much? Am I oversharing? I'm oversharing. Crap. The point is, I care a lot about Kate, and I'm putting a lot of my own desires to the side to live with her, and I think she's putting a lot of her desires to the side to be with me too. I just don't want her to end up regretting doubling down on me. But I feel like it's what she wants to begin with. And that's my point, is that we've already had a conversation about her being involved elsewhere, you know, with men or not. She's just, I just can't figure out why she wants me so bad. It's like, girl, have you not seen? Like, are you delusional? Something else, right? Like, are you delusional? Why do you want to be with me so much? But she does, and I'm like, crap. She loves me. How do you say no to that? I'm a smart man. Smart man doesn't say no to love. You know? Like, what am I gonna do? I'm not trapped. That's the point. Like, I'm not. It's the opposite of trapped. I'm free with her. I'm free of all of the temptations. I'm free of all of the constant nagging of people outside of our scope of influence. I'm free of all of it. I don't have to deal with anybody's crap anymore, because as long as I'm with Kate, like, I'm held down, I'm good, and I'm not running in 14 different directions trying to grab onto something that doesn't belong to me, treating human beings like objects, like they treat me. Like, she grounds me and she reminds me that I'm a regular dude, you know? And you guys try to remind me I'm a regular dude, but I don't listen easy, you know? I'm very bullheaded. Very bullheaded. But I listen to Kate. And I like listening to Kate. Sometimes. Usually not. But I know in some ways it's best for me. Arlene, it is not the issues of codependency. They've been some issues of codependency. We're learning our independence. How to live without one another. We've been together for almost 2 years. It was about a year and a half. About a year and a half, which obviously isn't all that much time. But when you live the way that we live, our year and a half is a good decade. Most people spend 10 years together doing the same thing every day, for the most part. We've been together a year and a half, and we've done more in a year and a half than most people do in their whole lifetime. We've been across America. We've hitched the coast. We've done a lot of stuff. Done a lot of cool stuff. So, you know, also we tackled it's been a really long relationship for how short it's been, and it's really connected us. Terry, here's the thing. I know you're trying to figure out where my consistencies are, but doing so by trying to pick out my inconsistencies is not going to help you figure out what's going on. I'm letting you know that your process towards truth is only leaving you confused, and it's frustrating me. And it probably frustrates other people in your life too. I'd recommend being more patient and not seeking out inconsistencies, but rather being patient to learn where things are now. Regardless of where you think they are, where they might have been back then is not where they are now, because we changed that much that quickly, especially me. Like, I've been that way for a long time. Kate is still, becoming adaptable as a person. Alyssa goes, yes, too much. Thank you, Alyssa. Helmer says, one girl seems complicated enough, two might make you head for the hills. Arlene says, just say no. I am. I'm saying no. To, it's not what I want. The married life, all that, like, it's not what I want. I know me. I am trapping myself, Kate. Even if it's who you are, it is not who I am. It's just not. It's truly not. I love women, and I want to make love to women, and I want to please them, and I want to have fun. Like, that's what I want. And you guys could sit here and say, well, I'm a bad guy because I made all these choices. Guys, I've been making my choices for 25 years. I'm only 25 years old. As long as I am a thinking human being, I've been making my choices for everyone else. Everyone else. Non-monogamy takes both partners' consent. I agree. Caitlin is on board with the idea of, she's on board to a degree of being involved with other women. But, like, it's not fair to her because I know she just wants to be a mom. I can see it plain as day. Non-monogamy doesn't make people bad. Thank you. But this is my point, is we, as human beings, Kate and I, are almost the perfect match. But I am smart enough where I'm at in life right now to know that she is missing out on so much. And she's trying to give it up for something that she thinks she has to do. And she doesn't. She doesn't. She does not have to be with me. You guys know that. I'm telling her that. She thinks it's what she really wants. Maybe it is. But that is impossible for me to fathom. That she genuinely wants to marry me and have children with me. I just cannot wrap my head around it. Thanks, Terry. Okay. Give it time. Yeah, and that's where we stand. We're giving it time. You guys aren't trying to pressure me, I don't think, but like I feel pressured. I think that's another big thing where people say, well, they're like, we didn't do anything to you. Like, maybe you didn't. But my upbringing definitely helped to apply that pressure. I've felt pressured my whole life. And so when you guys come at me with certain stuff, you're not really coming at me. You're just having a conversation. And I feel so much pressure over that conversation because of my experience with my parents. All right? I was very controlled. Figured out until now, which is why I've been so combative. And I apologize for that. So, I'm finally waking up and I say, okay, what do I want? What do I want? In reference to me and me alone, what do I want? And I will make sure that I do not make any moves or any choices that are going to be harmful towards Kate. I made a commitment to Caitlin. We are together right now. It is my choice to be here while I piece my life together, and I want to help her piece hers together because it's who I am, and she deserves that much because I just see so much in her. I see so much that she can accomplish for herself in her way. Whatever she wants to do, whatever that is. It's her that has to decide it, and that's very hard to do with a whole lot of other opinions. So breaking it down to just her own opinion, and then me with a little sway, and I tell her, fight my sway. Don't go my way. Tell me what you want. And she's working on that. And I say, like, my opinion, it's going to be flawed. Like, I'm not you. I'm going to suggest things that I think are best for you because it's only based on what I know. Doing an online job, going to college, blah, blah, blah. But, like, it's her. And I say, like, I don't even do those things, but you're so good at it. What do you really want? And we're trying to work through that. like I said, I'm letting you know also as I say it to her face. I'm like, do not base it on my opinion. What do you want? All right, because realize what has, and I told her this. I said, look at how you trying to make decisions for me has turned out. Look at how me making decisions for you has turned out. We're not gonna be able to be together if we keep trying to make choices to stay together. We got to make choices for ourselves and figure out who we are. And then if we stay together at that point, then maybe it's actually supposed to be that way. But until then, we can't really know. What is it about a relationship with two women? Oh, I'm not interested in a relationship with two women. I'm only interested. I desire to be sexually involved with women beyond Kate. And it's not that Kate doesn't fulfill me. It's that I have a big appetite, and I'm a guy that enjoys variety. And I love meeting new women. I love new experiences. And sexuality is something that is very big to me in my life. You know, it's very valuable to me. And the experiences that I've had, like I've had so many opportunities for sexual experiences with women that I either didn't have at all because it felt wrong to me because of my religion, or on the other hand of it, that I did kind of have, but I left the woman feeling completely emotionally bankrupt because they felt rejected because I wouldn't be completely sexually involved with them at that point in time. And it would have been healthier for everyone if I had just simply accepted them where they were at, and I didn't utilize my religion as an excuse to keep an emotional boundary that didn't even have to be there. You know, like I could have made them feel loved and accepted, and I enjoy that. You know, that's fun for me. And I totally neglected that in the past. And here with Kate, I'm doing that with her, and also, you know, making an effort to build a relationship. But, you know, it's like, I don't want to sit here and be like, oh crap, now I'm 25, it's too late. You know, is it over? 1 second, I have a little button on my screen. Like, have I missed that opportunity? Has that ship set sail? But it's the same for Kate. And part of the reason she's siding with me on this is because she's thinking about how she can do it too. I'm not stupid. I love you. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not faulting you. Am I jealous? Sure as hell I'm jealous. But you know what, Kate? It's your body. It's your brain. You do as you please with it. And I mean that. It's not, you don't belong to me. You don't. And I need to let that go. I was brainwashed to believe that you can own a human being, and so are you. I'm afraid because of my religious brainwash growing up. I'm afraid of getting an STD. I'm afraid of a lot of things. You know? I'm afraid to live. I'm afraid to breathe at this point. I'm afraid to open the window. It is, how far does the fear need to go? How far does the fear need to go in my life? I don't want to be afraid anymore. I don't want to be afraid anymore. The only reason what happened between me and Kate was because we were afraid. Nothing else. We so badly wanted to live like everyone else. Do you have a boyfriend and girlfriend, or do you have both? I do have a girlfriend, yeah. I mean, kind of. We love each other a lot. We really do. I just think we need some space. Whether we explore sexually and things like that, we don't know yet. But just being together, it can be difficult, especially after spending so much time together. I don't think we want to be doing that so much anymore. We're just going to have to wait out the rest of this month and figure out where we're going to live next. And if it's here, we're going to have to endure that. We're probably not going to find a better deal than where we're at. And we have a gatekeeper, which matters a lot. So I don't know. I'm not an abuser on you. I'm not. Do you find in any relationship one person always cares for the other more than the other? I've never had a 50-50 situation. I'd say that Kate and I have the closest thing that I've ever seen to a 50-50, which is part of why it's so difficult to ever believe in the idea of giving it up. Relationships are overrated, says Bill Murray. I just buy it. No stress. Hey, man. man or girl or in between or somewhere else, you do what you gotta do. Do you feel frustrated in the physical department? Not whatsoever. Not whatsoever. Um, but I doubt you'd be okay with her being with another man while she's with you, so it's not really fair. I agree with that. Go for hockey, welcome on. I agree with that. That's my point. Is it's not fair. You know, it's just not. It's not fair. Um, Here's where I struggle. Where I struggle, or I don't struggle. I'm seeking to understand a little bit more. Is when human beings utilize one another for sexual purposes. Um, is it merely using one another? Here's what I will say. Bonobo chimps are a species of chimp that they will engage in homosexual behavior when they are overpopulated, or when they want to dominate the other male, or when they simply want pleasure and they don't want to risk pregnancy, ironically enough. Um, it's not necessarily a part of their social culture the way that it is in humankind, uh, but they will utilize sexuality as a way to alleviate stress or, commit to different social behaviors. And I think humans do a lot of the same thing. As far as involving love in that equation, I don't think that's something Caitlin and I are interested in. Like, being like having a 3-person relationship or anything like that. Neither one of us are interested in that at all. And we also, like, I'm in full recognition. Like, you got to realize, in every other species on the planet, any sexuality beyond heterosexuality has been utilized for every other reason except, like, a relation, like an actual, like, wholesome relationship. It's usually about utility. Like 98% of the time, anything beyond heterosexuality is utilized as utility. And guys, this is just facts. This is just science. This is not me making like an appraisal on humankind. I'm simply making a comparison and trying to figure out where I stand, because I don't know yet. What I do know is that I don't want to accidentally use people and call it love, or I don't want to accidentally use people and say, well, it's a sexual experience, it's so important. Because religious or not, Caitlin and I are, we made love to each other, and that was like that was our first. And we want to hold on to that. Like, religion, no religion, it's kind of awesome. It's pretty awesome. I had some experiences in the past, but I had never made love. And that's what it is to us, is we made love. And it's so cool. And so we want to hold on to that, and realizing that we don't have to be pressured into thinking other ways or doing things other ways. But I also don't want to fall into either trap. The trap that this is my answer. Exactly. See, it's how I know it's not. I don't want to fall into the trap that this is how it has to be. And I don't want to fall into the trap that, oh, well, it means I should go do something else. We're taking it day by day. Day by day. And a lot of my explaining and the words that come out of my mouth and my science, it's not an attack on anyone. And it's not necessarily my opinion. I'm just scared. I want to do the right thing. I'm hypercritical of myself, not of you. I'm hypercritical of myself, because my definition of how life is lived doesn't have to be the same as yours. People who are accepting will understand that. I just want to do right by myself. I want to do right by Kate. And I want to do right by any girl that I may be sexually involved with in the future. Because I do care that much. I do. And if I'm going to be sexually involved, it's going to be emotional as well. I've never experienced a girl that purely wanted sexual relations without anything attached, unless there was some sort of emotional issue present. I'm not saying that's how it is for all women. I'm saying that's been my experience. Is that I've never experienced a woman that simply wanted to enjoy sexual pleasure and, an emotional connection, but then not have to have it move on beyond that one night. And it's a culture that I don't see. I'm not familiar with. I've been told it exists, but I go out there, and any time that I've had experiences with women, or I've seen women that they claim, well, this is how they are. Oftentimes, there's some unspoken, there's some unspoken expectation that I was told wasn't there. Um, some odd behavior where they're like texting me a million times or whatever. So, I want to do the right thing, but I would like to go and have sex with new women. I think it'd be really cool to go out and experience new women. But I crave it. Do I want it? Do I really want it? And another piece of that is that I was brainwashed on pornography from really young, from around 8 years old. I had been exposed to pornography. This is something I've never said publicly before, is that I was exposed to pornography at 8 years old. And I had been watching it almost every day since, and, pleased myself like that every day since. And I think it completely destroyed my perception on women. I think it took me away from reality about women and about sexuality. And I almost went all the way over the edge until I met Caitlin. And Caitlin and I, made love. And Caitlin, I appreciate your permission to be sharing this. It means a lot. It really means a lot to be able to share this, because I also want this to help people. How's life? It's good. All right. Are you against pornography? I am against. Yeah, I'm against irresponsible pornography. No, I'm not. I am against pornography that involves any social pressuring, sex slavery, obviously, anything that involves a human being being treated as a piece of meat or coerced or pressured into doing something they don't want to do. I know personally, it's going to sound silly, but I've already had the conversation with Kate about, hey, what if we one day made responsible pornography? What if one day, because of the relationship we hold, if we, did, not like a chatterbait type thing, but, if we made love and videotaped it in a way where it would teach people how to, if they wanted to have just that regular traditional relationship that's gone to the wayside. I mean, every culture right now is hypersexualized, and there's not necessarily something wrong with being hypersexualized, but rather that we've lost our roots, and a tree without roots is kind of just flying away. And so I think a lot of time, at least me as a man and us men, from a traditional standpoint, we'll try to get into a relationship and we have all these sexual expectations of women. And then trust me when I say, got into bed and I found out that's just not how it works. And Caitlin felt so misunderstood, and she felt pressured. I mean to do it, and I didn't even know. And so I had to slow down a lot. I had to relax a lot. I had to learn to be much more tender. And that, learning that tenderness has changed me as a man. And, this is something that I haven't talked about, obviously. A lot of you have judged me and said, well, okay, you're bad or whatever. But you don't know the ways in which I've changed in a good way. And this is one of them. And so as far as pornography goes, to those of you who may be against pornography, please realize that in my opinion, I think it's too unregulated. I think it should be regulated and utilized in a way that could be healthy for people who may not have another opportunity to express themselves, you might say. I think there's definitely more responsible ways to utilize pornography. And I think in today's society and in the future of society, I don't think there's going to be a way for us to really maybe get out of the house. So, I'm not going to sell myself in one direction or the other. I'm definitely not saying I'm pro-pornography, but I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm saying that society is in a position right now of social shifting, and we don't necessarily know where it's going to. I think it's important to at least leave the cards on the table that may potentially save lives. And it might sound crazy to say that pornography could save lives, but if you only knew how sexually incompetent I felt as a child, as a teenager, quite literally, pornography was a part of what saved my manhood, because I probably would have ended up that serial killer type person if I had not found my way to, sexual stimulus and that I felt how do I say it? Like, if I didn't feel some sort of control within the realm of my own body and my brain, then somebody else would have taken over my life, financially or otherwise. And I know that might be hard to like accept or explain. I don't think it did good for me overall, but it got me through. So maybe as like a short-term use, here's what I'll say is pornography does activate a part of the brain that activates a drug, and you can get addicted to it just like anything else. And it is probably the worst thing to get addicted to, because your mind will be warped in that state of vulnerability towards the things that you see, that any of us see, which I think is part of why that as I sit here with the most beautiful girl I've ever met, and the potential, like just this potential for an incredible relationship, that I'm sitting here and thinking about other women's bodies. Like it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense, and it's not who I am. So I continue to fight that and say, well, no, it can't be that way. Who am I really? Who am I? And so growing up and gaining my competency and really, finding my place as a man and knowing who I am has just been so important in this healing process for me. I don't know how things are going to look like in the future for other people, but for me, the future's pretty bright. Responsible choices are required in order to live. We've been very irresponsible as a society. I'm getting like Kate's approval here, which is part of what's pushing me forward to be this big, strong man. But I don't think it's healthy. I don't think that's healthy either. Because that's a drug too. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm so smart. I'm not saying I know anything. I'm doing my best. I'm proud of myself for coming this far. Whether or not pornography is the answer, I think just like anything else, there's no real answer that exists within a fantasy. Whether that fantasy is pornography, whether that fantasy is marijuana, whether that fantasy is a 9-to-5 job. I think there's a million different things that we can use, whether that fantasy is church, anything could be a drug. The human brain has the ability to make anything a drug for itself. Maybe that confuses you, maybe it doesn't. I'm just saying there are chemicals in our brain that if we decide to move in a particular direction, and there's a reward system based on that direction, it will affect our brain chemistry, and we will become slighted towards those things, and it becomes a drug. And so, yeah, I think that just like anything else, if it should exist, it would be done responsibly. It's not being done responsibly right now. I think everyone can agree on that clearly. But we still, when we get tired or bored or stressed or we just want variety, we turn on that phone and think nobody else is watching, but your brain knows, Forget religion. It's just about personal responsibility. Right or wrong, I just say be careful what you watch, because I could say that even some of the stuff that I watched it wasn't, like taboo in the sense of fetishes. But oftentimes what I'm noticing is the content that may be considered quote unquote better content is stuff that is like taboo. It is hard to find just traditional. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to end the broadcast. But it's hard to find healthy traditional content. It is oftentimes in the inappropriate taboos where you will find people that are more slighted to what the brain would naturally like. Larger breasts, things like that. A lot of it is usually found in the taboo, whereas the natural stuff is left to things that the natural male brain wouldn't be attracted to. And, I don't think that's on accident. So if you're going to delve in that realm, be very careful and understand that if you're going to watch something that is taboo in a way that is like super, super inappropriate, I'm not talking about fetishes. I think you guys know where I'm going with that. Turn your volume off, Just turn your volume off and I don't know. This conversation is taking a turn that I was not expecting. And I'm going to finish the conversation. I'm just going to say that I hope you guys see the courage in the conversation I'm having, that I care enough to, expose this about myself and have this conversation. because if somebody doesn't have the conversation, no one will. And you can put me on the chopping block for it, or you can realize that I genuinely care for things to get better for everybody and not just myself. So, all right. I'm not embarrassed to talk about it. That's the difference. Everyone else is embarrassed to talk about this stuff, but I'm not. And I can't be, because somebody has to talk about it. So hit that subscribe button, like the video if you would, share it on out to anyone that you're willing to, and hopefully next time we come together, we can have another productive conversation. Because for me, this has been very productive emotionally for me. I hope it's been intellectually productive and constructive for you. I hope you gained something from it. I know I didn't do a lot of talking with you guys at the end of the broadcast here, but I usually do. So I get emotionally distanced because this is very, very personal stuff, and so I have to get very pragmatic about it, or else I'm not going to be able to talk about it. I can't let my vulnerability out when I'm talking about this stuff. Thanks for your honesty and openness. Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for coming. Talk to you guys soon.